So this is my very well used sectional recliner, and I had surgery and lived in this thing for a while and ended up bending the mechanism trying to close the footrest. And so now I'm in the position to where I'm going to attempt to try to fix it. So here you can see it's really leaning towards that one side, and it's been really uncomfortable to sit in. So the first thing, I'm going to take the back off, and there's just a couple of clips on each side. You kind of see them right there. And you release those, and that back piece will come off. So you can see that's where it goes right there. It's a little harder to put back on than get off, actually. Then you can see where the sectional attaches, and you slide that out of there, and I can get that whole piece free. And so then I wanted to remove the cable. I just replaced this cable, so I'm going to remove it because it's connected to the base and the chair itself. So we'll get that out of the way. And then I take pictures and I use a paint pen to see where the screws are. At this point, I don't know where all the screws I need to take out. I haven't looked at it that close yet. I just started marking. These here don't have to come out. But I mark a lot of the screws so I know where they have to go back in. Plus, you get pictures. And pictures are going to help you to put it back together. So you can see I put a big paint mark around the ones with the washers so I know where the washers go back in. If that's important to you, it is to me. So this isn't the usual tool I would use for something like this. I actually have a 12-inch extension that I like to use. So this is what I had on hand, that flexible extension. I don't use these very often, but it got the job done. So you can see I'm just going down the line, taking the screws out, and then I actually take them and place them in order. And I put them on a piece of paper and I label it so I know which side is which. I don't know how long I'm going to have this thing apart, so ended up I didn't have it apart for very long. But if I had it, apart for a day or two, I wanted it easy to remember where to put them. So you can see some of these pieces are bent. And I tried to use an adjustable wrench to get some leverage on them to bend them back. And it's pretty hard to do. So that's a section there. So what I ended up doing was putting it on its side and putting some weight on it. And at this point, I don't know. I think it's a failure, so I put it back together. So I quit recording at that point. But when I put it back together and sat in it, the lean was gone. It actually worked. So I'm kind of happy with that. I did get the information off the data plate and tried to contact the manufacturer just to see if I could get a replacement. And I have not heard back from them. I don't even know what brand it is. It's looks like it's Chinese made, so I'm not holding my breath. Right now it's working fine and I'm happy with it. But the metal handle to release the footrest, I've been reusing that, and this last time I lost a spring out of it and it's not working well, so it came with plastic ones, the replacement cables. And so I'm going to replace it with the plastic handle. So here you can just see there's a screw, one screw on the top, one and one on the bottom on this particular model. I've actually done quite a few of these for friends and at work, and they're all pretty similar. So cable definitely was harder to put back together in the plastic handle than it was the metal one. The metal one was very easy. So you can see here I was messing around with it, and I finally realized I need to get some more slack out of it. So I had to pull the cable all the way out again, which at this point's very easy. You can see at the end of that spring there, that's where it's located. So if you take the nut all the way off, then you can slide the cable through and push the screwed part into the hole. It just has a very small slot there. Like I said, this plastic replacement one was very hard to do compared to the metal one. The metal one I could do in a matter of seconds. And here, trying to force that in, I ended up kinking the cable a little bit. I always keep replacement cables because these things have broken a lot. So I like to keep them on hand so I can fix it right away when they do fail. So eventually I get it back together. Of course, the wrenches won't reach in there, so I have to use a pair of needle nose to tighten that. You just got to get it snugged up. It doesn't have to be real tight. And just slide the cable back through. And that, you just got to remember where that hole's located. It's very easy to put back together, as you can see there. Replace the clip. We'll give it a little test. Then you have the footrest open, makes it easier to hold that open and replace those screws. See the top one, you can see I struggle with a little bit, trying to do it with my wrong hand. So I hope that helps if you're trying to do a project like this. It's really not that difficult. I've done them a few times now, so they've gotten easier every time. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.